us a little bit about your biography. Where were you born and where did you grow up?
Well, I was born in Philadelphia, so I'm actually a native of Pennsylvania. In fact, my mother attended Penn State University for the first part of her undergraduate studies. When I was 12, we moved to Miami. My family is still in South Florida. But when I was 16, I moved to Israel and I lived there for many years and did my undergraduate degree there. So anyway, that's in a nutshell.
You did BA in History and Archaeology from Hebrew University.
That's correct, yes.
Jerusalem, yes, okay. And what factors played a role that you chose archaeology?
Well, I wanted to be an archaeologist since I was 12 years old. Yeah. So, they always say we should credit our teachers. So when I was in 7th grade, I had a very good history teacher, and that was still in Philadelphia. And we did world history that year, and I fell in love with ancient Greece.
Wow.
At the same time, I was finding fossils of shells at Girl Scout camp in the Pocono Mountains. Anyway, it all just kind of, I just decided I wanted to be an archaeologist, and I was always interested in sort of the classical, the Greek and Roman world. So that's what I've done. That's all I ever wanted to do since that point.
That's good, very good. And we looked at your research field, and they are mostly Jewish and biblical. And what factors drove you to those areas?
Right. And so, that's kind of a result of having eventually studied in Israel. So, well, sort of. My interest was always in the classical world, and my PhD is in classical archaeology, which means Greek and Roman archaeology. But because I do my field work in Israel, so I basically work in the classical periods in Israel. And of course, the Roman period in Israel is the time of Jesus. And so by definition, it becomes biblical archaeology, right? But I was never trained in biblical, I was trained in classical, but when you do the classical period in Israel, it ends up being biblical. So that's what happened.
Very good, very interesting.